this is Ben from Endseeker, and you're listening to the FANTASM Podcast.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy.
You are listening to FANTASM Podcast.
Hey, this is Trevor Sternad.
Ryan is back from the Black Dahlia murder.
Tom Gabriel Warrior. Derek Green from Simple Tour.
Ross Dolan from Immolation.
We are Gorgasm.
Ismail from Creator.
This is Ernie C. of Body Count.
Terrence from Suffocation.
FANTASM Podcast.
Join your host Corey Gorcrest and Dr. Vincent West for exclusive interviews with the sickest bands in metal and more. Head over to cultoffphantasm.com, the only gravesite for all things horror and death metal. No filler, all killer.
Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal!
By the time you're in the shade, the root is at your feet. Dominating daily life with a mission to creed. The most important finding is you're high above the scale. The blood is boiling in your veins. You sentence to
This is Dr. Vincent West with the FANTASM Podcast, and I've got a very special episode today. We've got Ben from Endseeker, and we're going to be talking about the Mount Carcass record, which comes out on Metal Blade April 16th. Sir, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it. So Mount Carcass, what a cool record. And I was just going to talk with you a little bit about each track. That's cool. We just kind of dive into that, and you can tell me just a little about each one for our audience here. So let's see, track one, Unholy Rites.
Yeah, Unholy Rites is what I call our death metal party track, because I think it's
that's great.
Pretty uplifting vibe with this kind of positive melody that's laying over it, and it has a good little up-tempo, in your face, and with some absolute classic zombie lyrics over it, just cliche, just go for it, talking about death metal, there you have it.
Oh yeah, it's a hell of a way to kick the record off too. Really cool track to start the album out with. And then let's see, track two, Merciless Tide.
Yeah, Merciless Tide is actually the first song that we ever wrote all together in the rehearsal room parts. Normally we never do this. No, somebody works on something at home and brings it to the rehearsal room when it has a certain degree of progress already.
Sure.
But this time we were just standing there, and somebody started jamming a riff, and then we took it from there, and that was great fun. So this song is very special to me due to that, and I like the bolt thrower kind of vibe from the opening riff when it turns into this epic chorus, and the more entombed and I think it's a a very diverse song.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very
stuff going
track.
On. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And let's see.
Lyrically, it's one of the more... Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. You're good. No, you're fine.
I interrupted you, I think. Lyrically, it's one of the more political songs. The topic of conspiracy theories, stuff like that.
Oh, nice. And let's see, track three, Bloodline.
Bloodline, I really think that once we're able to play live again, this is going to be an absolute headbanger, with a heavy groove, simple riffs, very straight, very, very clear, and I think it's gonna crush once we are able to play live again.
Yeah, that's one of the first tracks I heard. I really like that record, that song on the record. It's pretty brutal. it's a
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, it's a good one. And then of course track 4, the album title, Mount Carcass. Tell us about that one.
Yeah. Mount Carcass, it deals with the ascending of Mount Everest, which has turned into a growth of business there, and they're selling like too many climbing licenses for money. So like all the wealthy climbers all stuck in like mountain, and a bunch of them used to collapse and freeze to death up there. And crazy enough, they're like the corpses, they have to stay on the mountain forever because it's impossible to recover bodies from there. And so as far as I've heard, there are like more than 200 frozen corpses up there from dead climbers. And like all the other climbers who go up there, they really literally have to step over corpses.
Oh, wow.
And this is absolutely bizarre, and it's a perfect metaphor for our modern society.
Yeah, it definitely is fitting of our society.
Yeah, right. So we thought that it's a nice picture. Title, and and so that was the blueprint for the cover artwork.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it's fantastic. And let's see, track 5, Count the Dead.
Yeah, Count the Dead is another more political song. It's with global going on throughout the last couple of years, and different things like police brutality, oppressive regimes, stuff like that. You know, the news are full of that shit, and the more you see of it, the more it fucks you up and annoys you. And we reached a point where we thought, oh man, this is a way to, this is going into the, and try to put our feelings about that into a song, you know, and think that we as a band, we really stand for freedom of speech and equality, you know, and like treat everybody well and be cool to everyone. So that's basically our credo, and we spoke up against all the oppressive regimes and things going on in the world.
It's my favorite track on the album. I don't know if it's weird or not, but I love that track.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I really, really like that track. I mean, the album works great with everything, the way it flows and everything, but I don't know, that was kind of a standout track for me when I first listened to the record. I really like it. And I love what it's about. That's fantastic. And let's see, track 6, Cult.
Cult, Cult has more of a death and roll vibe. It's another track, I'd say. I think when I listen to it, it makes me want to dance, but I'm a dancer, so I don't do that. And lyrically, it deals with headhunters in like South America and stuff. You know, like in the jungle,
sure, or in
different tribes of headhunters. You know, and they made these shrunken heads who originally had this more spiritual or religious kind of thing going on. As soon as the Western discovered that, they will have those shrunken heads for their homes, just to put them on a shelf and the natives, they found themselves where they could trade with, and another grotesque industry grew around.
Oh wow!
As soon as there were no more heads to hunt, they started digging up corpses from the graves and stuff. It's, you know, people do crazy stuff, and we like.
I think that may be the most interesting lyrics of the song on the album. That's really cool.
I think we have more interesting ones.
The shrunken head thing got me, man. That's just really cool. I'm a big horror fan, so that's really neat.
Yeah, hold on. It's we can as Moribund.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
about the Atlas moth.
Oh, wow.
Continue. Yeah. Go. So the Atlas moth. It's a huge, and as long as it's a caterpillar, it eats shit tons of everything. It just munches the whole time, and then after the transformation into a butterfly, it finds itself in a situation without any mouth parts. So the mouth is gone, and it's supposed to live for 2 weeks. Cool. No, like. Ha! Idiot. You can starve now.
Oh, you were cutting out there. I couldn't hear you there for a few minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, let's start with track 7 again. I'm sorry. If you don't care, I apologize. I lost you.
Easy. Okay, track 7, Moribund, is about the Atlas moth, which is a huge butterfly, one of the largest butterflies we have.
Right.
And after the transformation from a caterpillar who eats all day to the butterfly, it loses. As a butterfly, it has no mouth parts.
Oh, wow.
The mouth is gone. It cannot eat. Yeah. Within 2 weeks, that's his time to reproduce. Yeah, but it's no way that it's gonna live longer because no food can be consumed. And I think this is absolutely terrifying. And I really hope that there's I've never get reborn as Atlas moth caterpillar. That's horrible.
That actually is really. I did not know that. That's bizarre. That's pretty.
It is bizarre. I mean, like, nature is full of bizarre shit, and this is creepy.
Yeah, it's a cruel existence.
Talking about creepy stuff. The last of our songs on the record is Frantic Redemption.
I love that track.
This is a story about a black bear that lived in the U.S. In the 80s, and he died from eating like cocaine worth of $15 million or something that he found in the forest. You know, there was this plane of drug dealers, and they threw out those packages of cocaine for smuggling reasons, and the bear found that stuff and ate all of it, like 40 pounds or something. It's a crazy amount. And yeah, a couple of minutes later, he died by a stroke and heart attack and everything, you know, because obviously the body collapses. And yeah, they found him in the woods. They cut him open, found this immense amount of cocaine inside his stomach. And then he got stuffed and he got sold over different people. And I think he's now standing in some mall somewhere in America. I don't know.
Oh my
with
God.
a sign around his neck saying his name. It's like, I'm Pablo Escobar. And there's another plate with a short summary of his story.
Oh my God.
We came across that at some point in the tour bus, like 2 or 3 years ago, and hilarious, you know, Pablo Escobar, who comes up with that shit? And yeah, we knew right away we have to make a song about that. This is so sick.
I'm originally from Miami and growing up in the 80s, the cocaine thing, so that's interesting. I wonder if he's in a mall in Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, when you Google Pablo Escobar, you will find him. You know, and it says his actual location at the moment, and it's crazy. I mean, like $15 million cocaine, and he swallowed it in like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something.
My Lord. So with and I talked to you about before we started the interview. So I'm a big John Carpenter guy. So first of all, are you the John Carpenter fan of the band, or how did you guys?
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes, I am.
Is Escape from New York your favorite film that he did?
Definitely one of my favorite films. He has done other very, very cool stuff, but Escape from New York, I think it was the first John Carpenter film that I saw as a kid, and it had a huge impact on me. I thought the whole atmosphere of the movie was so dense and so depressive, and it's so fucked up, and then there was this crazy soundtrack. I think like the main theme, it's so eerie and haunting, and it has such a sinister atmosphere, and it really got stuck in my head for weeks. I couldn't get rid of it, and at some point I picked up a guitar because I wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and one of the first things that I played on it was actually the melody of the main theme of Escape from New York.
That's awesome.
And since that, I always wanted to do something with that, and I always thought, like, man, I would love to do a metal version of that, like a really cool one. But somehow I never did it. But I carried the thing with me around for over 30 years, and then always played that stuff on the guitar. And then when we went into songwriting last year, I just picked it up again and recorded a demo, trying out different stuff, different guitar layers, how we can approach this, and then we worked this out, and we reached a point where we all thought, oh man, this is great. It sounds cool. It's our way to show respect to the genius work of John Carpenter and our love for the movie, and also this year is the 40th anniversary of the movie, so we thought this is a great moment to put stuff like that out, and also, I don't know, somehow it really fits our record, and it's a great outro to our record, and I really like to hear it. I'm very happy about how it turned out, and I really hope that other people think the same way. And one of my dreams would be that John Carpenter himself gets the chance to listen to it and say something about it. I'm really curious if he would like it or not. Maybe he's thinking, this sucks,
Right.
Fucking death metal version, fuck off. But maybe he's like, oh, well, that's interesting. Never thought of that.
Stephen King's a big metal guy. I bet he would get a kick out of it. I know he likes metal stuff. He likes death metal stuff too. I don't know about John, but I tell you what I can do. I'm actually friends with his son Cody. I can actually send him the track.
You're kidding me.
I'm dead serious.
Fucking shit. Yeah.
You want to hear what's crazy about Cody? Kind of, hi Cody, if you're listening. But what you'll get a kick out of is Cody's mom is Adrienne Barbeau.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let him. I'll make sure that he gets to hear it. I'll send it to him. Make sure he lets Dad hear it. Because Cody and him worked together on that last Halloween movie. They did the score together. So and then Cody's in his live band. They did some touring. Unfortunately, I did not get to see it. Where John was. If you saw that a few years ago, John was actually touring, playing his scores and stuff from different films. So
yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
So
I didn't see the show, but I've seen that he was on tour.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either, man. You know what's so weird about that? I live in Florida, and you would think, John's from Kentucky. You think he would tour in the South. Never even played Atlanta. I could have at least drove by. It was all like on the West Coast, and I think the closest south he was like New York. I'm like, damn it. So I didn't get to see him,
Okay.
but it would have been cool. But
damn. Yeah, but man, if you can do that,
I'll pass it along. Be my pleasure.
Send me some feedback.
Sure.
That would be fucking awesome.
Be my pleasure, man. I've never got to meet John. I've aggravated Cody via social media, and I met him through a friend of mine, just a mutual friend that we have, and we've never met in person. We've corresponded for a long time. So he puts out a lot of bizarre soundtrack stuff. I'll have to send you some of his stuff too. It's really bizarre. You probably dig it. It's all instrumental.
Yeah, great. Yeah, just send it over. I'm always curious to find out about new music.
Awesome.
It's great.
Well, let's talk Carpenter a second, if you don't mind. What else?
Sure.
See, my personal favorite thing, and a lot of people don't like. I love The Fog.
Yeah, I love it. That's one of the best horror movies ever.
It's so good, man. And did you know Captain Blake, the main pirate in it, that's Rob Bottin, the makeup artist.
Oh, really?
It is. Yep. Well, here's what was so funny about that. So Rob, because he needed Rob for like the makeup effects and stuff in the film, what little they did, and then he ended up hiring Rob, and then Rob went on from that, and he did The Thing with him. He did all the makeup in The Thing for John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. Another great movie.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. My co-host's favorite movie is Christine, and I guess, this is going to sound really awful, but I think my go-to movie of his, and I don't know what you think of this one, but I love Big Trouble in Little China. I don't know why. I love that movie.
I haven't seen that one in ages.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't even remember.
Well, the score, the soundtrack, kind of like what you're talking about with Escape from New York, which fantastic soundtrack. Big Trouble's soundtrack is unbelievable. It's so good. Like, it's a lot of synth and a lot of keys, and it's just, I love it. It's.
I really have to watch this again. That's too long ago. But I really like what I really like is Dark Star.
Oh, Dark Star is great, man. That movie's so fucking good. Great. Oh, I love Dark Star.
Bomb, that's depressive bomb. I mean, like, and this weird. With this weird beach ball alien, that looks so cheap, and then, that movie is so great. Like weed smoking hippies in a spacecraft and blowing up planets. I mean, how good can it get?
Yeah, it's awesome. Fantastic movie. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. I tell you one that I've it's been kind of a go-to for me during the pandemic over here. I really love Assault on Precinct 13.
Which one is that? Well, let me see.
They're held up in the police station.
Back in the day, they used to put completely different titles on the German.
Shit! You're right. So I don't know. I
have a list here, and I can look it up. So it's actually.
It would be right after Dark Star. It should be right after Dark Star.
Yeah, right. I see it's from 76, but I'm not sure if I've even seen that movie.
You know what you're going to love about it? Amazing soundtrack.
I really have to go through this. This is crazy, man.
It's probably streaming somewhere. There's probably some way you could probably watch it streaming. I'm sure it's somewhere.
Yeah, whatever, like Amazon Prime or something. They have all that stuff.
It actually might be on there right now. I think I watched it on there a while back.
Okay.
But dude, your track of Escape from New York is just. I didn't mean to lead with that the second we started talking, but I was like, this guy likes John Carpenter. This is fucking great.
Yes.
You guys nailed it, man. You blew it out of the water.
But he has like absolutely genius ones in there. And I mean, like, what do you think about Escape from LA? Did you like that?
Okay, here's the funny thing about that. I remember seeing it at the theater, and I thought it was cool, but it's grown on me over the years. I initially didn't really... I don't like it as much as I do Escape from New York, but it's grown on me. It's campy. It's kind of fun, but as far as its predecessor, I would much rather watch Escape from New York,
yeah,
or The Fog, or, and I'll tell you another... And again, I know he didn't direct this or anything, but I love the score that he did for Halloween 3.
Halloween 3, have I seen? Yeah, I've seen that.
Tom Atkins, with a Halloween mask or whatever, and all that. It's no Michael Myers, But I love the score that John did for that movie. It's fucking rad. And they ended up using that score like 3 years later in Maximum Overdrive, the Stephen King movie. They used it as part of the score for that, so John's score got bounced in 2 films.
That's sick.
That's another movie. If you've never seen Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez, that's a great movie. About the possessed trucks. It's like possessed trucks at a truck stop running over and killing people.
Okay.
It's like a comet passes through like our planet, and then all the trucks, like there's nobody driving them. They're all just like, the machines are like possessed and killing people. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it sounds like a great plot, though.
It's fun. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, I tell you what, this record is fantastic. I can't say enough about Mount Carcass. And, guys, it comes out April 16th on Metal Blade. And it is fucking absolutely a pleasure to talk to you today, man. This has been a lot of fun. I had fun talking with you. I love talking to John Carpenter. I can do it all the time.
Yeah, you should rename your blog to John Carpenter Worshipping or something.
I think, well, anybody that's been listening to us, we've been around since 2016. I think they probably know at this point Dr. West is obsessed with John Carpenter. If they haven't, they've never listened to this podcast. But hey, I wanted to ask you too, have you guys ever played in the U.S.?
No.
Okay.
No, we haven't. Actually, the last time that I set foot on U.S. soil was in, I think it's 1999 or 2000 or something. So it was before 9/11.
Okay.
So, when it was still super easy to travel over.
Sure.
And that was the last time that I was in the U.S. and I didn't have the chance to get there after that. Because, I don't know.
Well, hopefully you guys can make it over sometime. Maybe Maryland Death Fest where y'all could be like showcased or something, do something like that, or maybe hop on a tour. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, like, I think first of all we really have to get rid of this stupid pandemic, which is annoying the shit out of us all.
Sure.
And we try to get some more touring going for Europe next year. And but man, as soon as somebody books a tour for us in the U.S., I'm the first one sitting on the plane. I would love to go there.
Oh, it would be great to have you guys over here. Like it said, and I realize it's hard. And this pandemic has fucked up so many tours for so many bands, and it's just it's getting old. Like it's bad. I have like a really bad immune disorder, so I have to be real careful every time I go out. I got to wear a mask and gloves some places, and I just have to be real careful.
Yeah.
It scares me half to death, but hopefully, that stuff will end, and then they can get this stuff going, get bands out there.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good ahead with the vaccine stuff in the U.S., right? Because over here it's super slow. Like in Germany, it's moving very, very slow with the vaccines. It's annoying,
It's slower here than they're probably telling you. I know, at least in Florida, it is. It's very slow.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad people are getting it and everything, and I'm glad it's out there. But yeah, I'm in line like everybody else. You just wait, and It's also been kind of weird depending on where you live in the U.S. about how they distribute it. So
that's crazy.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's a super large country, So
sure, absolutely. I wanted to ask you real quick too before I let you go. So, what else? Any other? Do you like any other horror stuff, or is it just? Did you just like? I mean, do you watch horror stuff or?
Sure, of course. I watch a lot of horror stuff. Like the first horror movie that I ever watched was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, so
good. I was super young. I was totally underage. I think I was like 11 or something. And I was at my cousin's, and he was way older than me, and he was a wild metal guy, and he really didn't. He wasn't very carefully with treating kids, so I was his super young cousin, and he just gave me a beer and threw in this cassette, let's watch a movie. And we watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. And I couldn't sleep for a week. And I think also it was the first time I was drunk, and that was super crazy, and I had a hard time explaining to my parents why I was so scared at night. But somehow, it was still fascinating, and I totally got hooked by this whole horror genre, and I watched countless horror movies after that, and I really enjoy that, and I love the thrill of it, and since I'm growing older, they don't need to be super gory anymore, but more on the on the psychic level. I love that kind of horror a little more nowadays. But yeah, there's good stuff out there.
Absolutely. To end with this kind of the first. Have you ever? I think it was my favorite. It's the last good movie I think John did. Go back to Carpenter. Have you seen In the Mouth of Madness?
Nope, haven't seen that.
Check that one out. It's from like 95, I think.
Hold on. It's with
Sam Neill.
Yeah, the Sam Neill thing. Yeah, I watched it in the theater actually.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
That was the last good movie I think John did. Like, I love that fucking movie. I thought that movie was cool. The Cthulhu shit and all that. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think that there was this. What was the other? He did a vampire movie.
Yeah, that was the one he did after that. Yeah, did you like that one?
I thought I haven't watched it since then. I mean, it's like 20 years ago or something. But I think it was cool. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was just
it's vampires
or whatever. But yeah, vampires. Okay, yeah, really. Some of those movies I haven't seen in decades now, and I really have to rewatch them to just remember everything. And I don't know. Sometimes you watch an old movie, that you remember to being super awesome, and then you watch it again and it bores the shit out of you. Oh my god, or vice versa. It can be anything. So I remember that I liked it at that point, and I thought it was kind of cool, but maybe it's shit. I don't know.
It's okay, but I'm telling you got to rewatch Big Trouble in Little China, man. That's my favorite. That movie's so good.
Yeah, I really have to.
I'm telling you, the soundtrack is just fantastic.
I already have it in my watch list on Netflix because it keeps popping up. Oh yeah, I really have to watch this again. But somehow I always picked another one before that. First I gotta watch this. First I gotta watch this.
Right.
But yeah, now that we're talking, I promise I'll watch it.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, thank you so much for doing this today, guys. Mount Carcass comes out April 16th on Metal Blade. Ben from Endseeker, sir. Thank you so much for doing this today. I really appreciate your time.
And thank you for having me. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for taking the time. It was awesome. It was great talking.